You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14.
Right now at 7, the ARMA celebrated its 78th annual VJ Homecoming. Our very own Mitch Adams shares how the event honors local veterans.
Also, how the Carl Junction Marching Band is prepping for their new marching season.
And we've got some scattered showers and storms across the area this morning. We'll take a look at those showers and get that forecast to get you out the door coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Well, good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. I'm Elise Snowy.
I'm Chris Warner, just after 7 o'clock on this Monday morning. And I was full of energy when the show started 2 hours ago on KOAM. And then right there toward the end, I am suddenly exhausted.
Struggling a little bit
I have no idea what's happened. I've had coffee and everything,
Yeah.
but boy, I could sleep right now.
Go
Maybe
ahead.
we should.
Go ahead.
But no one's sleeping in ARMA for a very good reason this weekend, a very big celebration.
Absolutely. Community members gathered in ARMA Saturday for the 78th annual homecoming event honoring local veterans and their families.
KOAM's Mitch Adams has the story.
I've been here 29 years now, and we fell in love with the place and stayed here when I changed companies, and I wouldn't want to live anywhere else.
The ARMA VJ Homecoming celebration takes place annually as a long-standing tradition for the small southeast Kansas town. The event was started by World War II soldiers after returning from a victory in Japan in the mid-1940s. Joellen Black, the president of the ARMA Homecoming Committee, tells us about the history of the celebration and its importance.
Started by our veterans. It was the 8 million people that returned from World War II. So they're honoring their grandfathers or fathers, and also it's just significant that we celebrate and honor all veterans who served in our country. So that's why they're always front and center in our parades.
This year, the schedule was lined with events like a parade, bouncy houses for kids, and even a bed racing competition. Many local veterans and Legion members were in attendance at today's event, leading the parade by march and preluding it with the national anthem. Raymond Vale, a United States veteran and the post commander at ARMA's Legion Post 182, says that the reason ARMA Homecoming is successful is because of the chance to kick back and enjoy small-town living.
Brings people together, gives everybody the chance to let their hair down, forget about what's going on in the country, and just be themselves and relax and have a good time in your hometown and in your community.
Absolutely. Year in and year out, community members still pour into ARMA to celebrate and honor local veterans. And the historical aspect of the celebration still seems to hold an impact on people today. Reporting from Crawford County, I'm Mitch Adams, KOAM News.
Well, the homecoming event had a kids fishing derby, a bocce tournament, and a free polka concert.
All exciting things. It's 78 years of this celebration is an incredible milestone.
Yes, and it's great to see the community of ARMA come together for this. I went last year, and they're just so prideful about the event and their veterans, and so it's great to see.
It certainly is, and good weather over the weekend for the most part for that event. And now we've got showers and thunderstorms rolling into the area, and the Skywatch Storm Tracker showing us where those are. We've got the bulk of the activity, again, still in the Kansas and Oklahoma. All of this gradually moving east-southeast. So we've started to clear out in the southwestern Missouri, but now we have new showers rolling in on the west side of Joplin. So Galena, Baxter Springs, Riverton, just south of Columbus. We have a couple of stray showers around Stockton, Osceola, and now rolling out of Bates County. We had quite a few of these little popcorn storms there by Butler earlier. Back into Oklahoma, Miami, you had a break. You've got more rain and some thunder on the way. Grove, J, light rain, Veneta, Newata, and then we've got thunderstorms just to the north of Bartlesville. We've had this line paralleling 75, continuing to push off to the east. And as we head into southeastern Kansas, a development zone had been right here along 35 from Wichita to Emporia. That's beginning to shift further to the east now, so we've got storms. We're going to slide up north real quick. So from Burlington, south of Garnett, near Iola, to the east of Yates Center, west of Chanute, you've got a thunderstorm south of Fredonia. Sedan, Independence. Sedan's been getting some pretty heavy rain all morning long, which again, they need it, but do watch out for the concern of flash flooding. No warnings or advisories, but just keep that in mind with all that heavy rain. All of this activity, again, scattered and continuing to push off to the east-southeast. Should be out of here by about noon, 1 o'clock, and then we'll start to clear out. And depending on how much clearing you get today, that'll determine how hot you get today, but expected to warm up pretty quickly by this afternoon. Quick look at temperatures: 71 in Joplin, 70 in Pittsburgh. Temperatures this morning relatively close to average. We've got some upper 60s off to the east and southeast, and then you head further northwest, we start going low to mid 70s. Again, the clouds and rain will keep us in the 70s through the first half of our day, and then it'll warm up quickly as skies clear. Now, some of you may only make the low 80s, but the majority of us looking to make the upper 80s and be somewhat muggy out there as well. We got another round of showers and thunderstorms rolling in tomorrow morning, and temperatures really start to heat up by Wednesday. We'll go over all those details in the full forecast, and that's coming up here in just a few more minutes. Lisa.
Well, Ottawa County residents in need of a storm shelter now have an opportunity to apply for a FEMA grant that offers a potential $3,000 rebate. To qualify, applicants must be homeowners. The storm shelter must be for their primary residence, and the property cannot already have a storm shelter. Residents interested in applying can meet with the Ottawa County Emergency Management. Applications will continue to be accepted for the next 3 weeks. Well, St. Philip's Church in Joplin hosted a maker's market in its parking lot. Around 7 vendors were available for people to enjoy. They were selling products from food to glass beads and even pet memorials. Vendor fees go to help fundraise for the church.
Well, Melissa, she does the food over there. She approached me and she's like, hey, you like to sell things on the side. What do you think of this idea? And so we brought it to the church, had to go through a committee and get approved. And then once it got approved, we started doing it.
The next market will be held on September 14th. Well, as the school year inches closer, many students are already preparing for what is to come. That includes band students who are already out on the field training new students about marching fundamentals and creating marching band shows. KOAM photojournalist Ty Parks takes us to Carl Junction as they get ready for this school year's marching season.
We spend a lot of time working on our fundamentals of marching, just getting so that everyone's looking and marching the same way, and so that translates into what we're working on this week, which is our show, and using all those fundamental skills to get them to look good while they're marching in all the different ways that they're going. Competitive thing, I think, is it's healthy thing. It's a healthy thing for marching band, I think, because they're really focused on that end goal of like placing high when we go somewhere. So then that makes it really easy for even during these weeks during the summer that they're able to focus and really that we're aiming for that end results. And so even right as we're starting now, we can really just aim for that and know that that's what we're going for. Their music playing skills. So usually when you're at a competition, there's 5 to 7 judges, and some of them will judge music individually. So they'll walk around on the field and listen to individuals playing. There'll be a judge that sits up in the tower that listens to the full ensemble playing. There'll be a marching judge that will just judge how the full group goes or how individuals are also marching. We'll usually have a color guard judge that's just looking for what they're doing, a percussion judge as well. So those are the things they're kind of getting, and then there's a general effect. So it's kind of like all the pieces put together, like how is the whole thing cohesively working together to tell the story that you're trying to tell during your marching band show.
Well, to get people kind of in the mindset at a competition, we usually are on the bus and we're gonna have our uniforms on already. So when we get off, we're ready to start our pre-show routine, which is practicing our marching, making sure we know our music, getting the guard having their makeup on and making sure everybody's ready, and then we'll run the show musically a time or two, and then we'll take a break and we'll run it again, and then we'll be on the field and we'll have everything going like on autopilot basically.
8, 9, 10, 11.
And those are our top news stories this half hour. Coming up next, Baxter Springs Jeep Invasion is revving up for its third annual event this weekend. We'll hear from one of the organizers on how the event is growing. Well, if you're looking for a revving good time this weekend, you can head on down to Baxter Springs for the third annual Jeep Invasion. We have Brent Dinger with us, one of the organizers, with us to share what the excitement is all about this year. Welcome to you. Thank you so much for being with us this morning. So talk to me, for those who might not know, what a Jeep Invasion is and all that it entails.
Yep. Yeah, so we started this 3 years ago. We just kind of planned it really quickly that year to just trying to get something going on in Baxter. You know, I was born and raised there, and just wanted to get more events coming to town. And my wife and I are big Jeep people, so we said there's nothing better to do. You know, so we threw this together, and the first year we had about 150 Jeeps show up. You know, so last year we got with the city. They let us move it down to Kiwanis Park there in town, and we had about 250 show up last year. So we're hoping for a few more this year, but all of the proceeds are going to Project Tribute Foundation. What they do is they provide life-saving equipment to first responders across the U.S. So just departments that don't have funding for equipment or stuff like that, they go out, raise the money, buy the equipment, and deliver it. So.
Absolutely fantastic work there. And then the Jeep community, I feel, is so special.
It is.
And you know, you're already getting hundreds in attendance. How are you hoping to see it grow this year?
We're hoping. I mean, it would be nice to get to that 300 mark. I think might be a little difficult to do just yet, but eventually we would like to see it, you know, just really grow to where we can provide as much money as possible to Project Tribute Foundation. Absolutely.
And for those who want to attend, how much is the cost for the event?
Yep. So you can actually go to our website, which is baxterjeepinvasion.com, and register there. But it's for any Jeeps that want to get registered, it's $30.
Okay.
So if you want to park in the infield, be included in the show, it's just a $30 entry fee. For the public, it's completely free to come out. Walk around, look at everything. We'll have bounce houses for the kids.
Oh, how fun.
The police department will have their little train out there giving rides. We've got a dunk tank that's going to be set up, and we'll have some other little games going. So.
Absolutely. It sounds wonderful. And then it is this weekend, but when does it start? Give me all those details.
So it'll be this weekend from 5 to 10, Saturday evening. We did an all-day event last year, and it was just too hot. It was miserable, so we decided to move it to the evening this year, so it'll be 5 to 10.
Absolutely. Well, you don't want to miss it. Thank you so much for being with us this morning. And you can learn more on their website, as you mentioned, baxterjeepinvasion.com. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. It is 7:17 now on this Monday morning. Quick look outside from our camera on the Cornell Complex downtown Joplin. Got the cloud cover moving in from those storms. It's made it look a little bit on the dark side in the city. It may look a little spooky, but nothing strong or severe out there. MoDOT camera 20th and Range Line is eerily deserted. I'll be honest about that for this time of day. That is a little spooky. KDOT camera 69 Kansas Crossing also looking pretty good this morning. Still dry at this point near Pittsburgh, but again, all of that will eventually change. Still with these scattered showers and storms across the area. As you can see, not nearly as many of them as there were initially, but we are still getting some rain out there. Missouri side of things, we're starting to dry out. We've got some light showers into McDonald County out there, and some showers now southwest of Joplin, rolling into Newton County. From this activity, it's off to the west. So Chanute, it's right there on your back door. Iola, you've got a light shower near you. Parsons, you got some more showers and storms off to your west. Independence, Coffeyville, Sedan has been in the thick of it all morning. And Howard, you've got your second round of showers and storms this morning as well. Back into Oklahoma, rain returning now to Miami. Still a little dry in Grove. Heavier rain down in Jay. More on the way. Veneta, Newata, and Bartlesville. Some good thunderstorms just to the north of Bartlesville into Washington County. All of this activity, again, continuing to move east-southeast, and we've seen some of this development take place. Not much more is expected in terms of development, but this will at least try and continue through the next few hours as we head into the afternoon. And by about noon, 1 o'clock, the last of these showers and storms will be out of here, and we'll start to clear out for today. Now, some of you will get a little warmer than everyone else. Some of you will be a little cooler than everyone else, but most of us looking to go into the upper 80s. And because the clouds and storms are going to keep us cool through the morning, It's going to be a rather quick climb into the upper 80s, and it will be a bit muggy out there, so do be prepared for that. After midnight tonight into tomorrow morning, initially some isolated to widely scattered showers and storms roll in. Then as we head through the morning, we'll have more widespread shower and thunderstorm activity. And again, no severe weather is expected, but this will hold on through at least noon. And then following noon, unlike today, we could still see a lingering shower or storm, a couple isolated to widely scattered storms afternoon. But by late evening Tuesday, those are all gone. We clear out. And as we head into our Wednesday, we are starting pretty warm, and we are going to be considerably hotter than where we have been the last few days as we head into Wednesday. There's those cloudy skies in Joplin right now. 71, south-southwest breeze at 13. Temperatures this morning relatively on par for average. We got some upper 60s to the southeast, and as you track northwesterly, starting to see low to mid 70s out there. So scattered storms for most of us through the morning, and that keeps us into the 70s, low to mid 70s by 11. And then again, as we clear out this afternoon, some of you highs in the low 80s. The rest of us expected it to be into the upper 80s and again muggy. So heat index values in the low 90s across the area. Partly cloudy skies as we head into the evening, down to about 77 by 10, and then after midnight, isolated to widely scattered showers and storms, lows in the low 70s, and as we showed you on Future Track, those will pick up in the morning on Tuesday, highs about 90. Mid-upper 90s Wednesday, could see heat index values at or slightly above 100 on Wednesday. Few evening storms on Thursday, mid-90s, and we'll hang out in the low to mid-90s heading into the weekend and next week. That's Checking Your Forecast. We're back with more right after this.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. You are invited to the Carl Junction Bulldog Block Party happening tomorrow night. We have Juliana Crow and Nick Howard. They're organizers of the party, and they're with us this morning to share about what you can expect when you attend this fun event. Good morning to you both. Thank you so much for being with us. So talk to me a little bit about this Bulldog Block Party and just all the fun that entails.
So we're very excited. This is our first year partnering with the school district. So we're combining the block party with the open house. So all students K through 6 will have open house that night. We're going to have just over 10 different food trucks, bounce houses, dunk tanks, food vendors, you name it and everything. So we're going to have a blast. We are thankful for Julie from Farmers Insurance to be our main sponsor for the event. So it is from 4 to 7. And we're just very excited for it.
Yes, it sounds like a blast. So a lot of resources, a lot of fun. Talk to me a little bit about your involvement in the partnership.
Yeah, so I'm also on the board for the Carl Junction Chamber. But we always have a business that sponsors the second Tuesdays events that we do, which is through the 3 months of summer. And this just happened to be one. So when the school asked if we wanted to partner with them, we were like, heck yeah, that's awesome. And so, it's
absolutely
amazing.
And then so this is to, welcome kids back to school. So what are you kind of hoping this does for kids, getting them excited and just, seeing them get ready to take on another learning opportunity for the next year?
Yeah, I love it because I think everybody staggers, or they used to anyway, staggers like going into the open house. And so some kids would only see who was in their class by reading a name tag on the desk. And this is really how I just think it's going to be a lot easier for them and way more welcoming, because then they could just go outside and go to different booths, see all their old friends they haven't seen in a minute, and they'll be so excited for school after this.
So fun. And is this a free event?
It is free to attend and everything. There will be, of course, we don't know the prices. Some food trucks are obviously going to charge, but it is a free event open to the public. Even if you do not attend Carl Junction, you're welcome to come out, hang out with us, have lots of fun and play.
Absolutely. And this is tomorrow, and it starts at 4. How long will this run to, and where will it be held at?
It'll go till 7 p.m. and it's on Broadway Street there in Carl Junction, right between the schools on the main campus.
All right. Well, it sounds like a blast. Have the best time, and hope there's a great turnout for the kids going back to school. Thank you so much for being with us this morning.
Thank you.
If you'd like more, you can learn more. You can call the number that you see there on your screen. Stick around. We'll be right back.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. It's currently 7:28. I'm Elise Snowy. Water and Gardens in Joplin held a back-to-school event, and participants were encouraged to write a letter to a local elderly person, and in exchange, they could get a $10 voucher for any item in the thrift store and a haircut voucher to be used at a local stylist. Guests could also get their face painted and enjoy popsicles.
Sometimes Watered Gardens is seen as just a homeless help for the homeless, and that's not what we want to convey. We want to convey that we help the homeless, but as well we help the community that our non-homeless community as well. So we want people to know that we offer services like we have a mission market for food, we have our garden exchange for clothing, and that is open for partnership, or our garden exchange is open for cash purchase as well.
We have more back to school events listed on our website. Of course, that's KOMNewsNow.com. Well, triple threat theatrics held auditions yesterday at Pittsburgh High School for a staged version of the 1975 Rocky Horror Picture Show. Auditions took place in the high school auditorium, and the Pittsburgh-based theater group scheduled show dates for September 26th through 28th.
So today is a little bit different. Rocky Horror can be a fairly dance or movement heavy show, so we came out, we did dance auditions first just to get people up on stage and, you know, comfortable warming up, things like that, and then they go through and they will sing as well. And today we're doing kind of a cappella auditions. We're not doing backing tracks or telling them what to sing. They come in with something prepared and they jump in and do it. So
about 28 people auditioned for the show. Businesses in downtown Neosho held a Taylor Swift scavenger hunt. Participants were able to go to 14 businesses and take a picture of a secret item for the hunt. The event also included snake handling, a Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce costume contest, as well as Taylor Swift karaoke and trivia.
I just love seeing people happy. Our first group that came through was a family, a dad and his daughter and son, and they were doing this together and they were looking for the clues, and there was just so much joy in it. And that's, I think, what is the best part, is to see families out having fun.
Winners of the hunt were given gift cards to area businesses. Now let's check in with Chris for a look at the forecast.
We've got some scattered showers and thunderstorms out there this morning. Our Skywatch Storm Tracker is alive with some activity. Got a few light showers in the eastern parts of southwestern Missouri now. These are kind of flaring up off of this bigger batch up to the east of Kansas City. But the bulk of our activity coming from southeast Kansas back into northeastern Oklahoma. So we'll start up here. So Osceola, again, just a few isolated showers. Stockton down to Greenfield. But as you can see, there's not much to this out here. We have one little shower that's flared up north of Pittsburgh into Crawford County. And then we've got the heavier rains and some thunderstorm activity now into southern Cherokee County. So Baxter Springs, Riverton, eventually Galena, Miami, Grove, Veneta, and the Wada, the same communities have been dealing with this rain this morning, still dealing with it. Heavier thunderstorms, though, just in north of Bartlesville into Washington County, getting ready to roll back into Coffeyville and Independence. Up a little further north, shower storms right over Chanute. You've got a pretty good thunderstorm right there. Iola, some showers to your east, one little shower to the northwest of Garnett. And as we look down here toward Independence, Sedan, still getting some shower and thunderstorm activity. Fredonia as well. All of this again moving east-southeast. No severe weather out there this morning, nor are we expecting any, but you can see where we've got some storms trying to recycle out there, and we'll continue to see this activity move to the south and east as we head in the afternoon and evening. By noon, 1 o'clock, those showers and storms are gone, and we'll start to do some clearing. It's going to be warm, a little bit on the hot side, and it'll definitely be muggy. Quick look at temperatures. 71, Joplin 70 in Pittsburgh. Around the area, temperatures again relatively close to normal, haven't moved too terribly much. We got some upper 60s and low to mid 70s, and that'll be the case through the first half of our day. Temperatures hanging out in the 70s, and then once we start to clear out, the warm up, most of us going into the upper 80s. We have more storms coming in tomorrow, and then some hot weather on the way as well. We'll break down those details in the full forecast here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, we'll see you soon. Well, COVID-19 cases are on the rise as summer presses on. Health experts are pointing to several factors behind the surge. But as the nation prepares for the back-to-school season, it could create even more opportunities for the virus to keep spreading. Fox News' Deborah Valentine takes a closer look at the rise in infections and ways to help prevent you and your loved ones from becoming seriously ill.
This season, it's not just the temperatures that are high. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention is reporting elevated numbers of summer COVID-19 cases. Researchers have been studying coronavirus levels in wastewater nationwide to gauge which direction infections are heading.
The CDC is estimating that approximately 26 states are either high or very high right now for COVID-19 infections.
While the CDC says national COVID-19 cases are up, officials point to Texas, California, Florida, and North Carolina as states where infections are significant. Medical experts say these factors are behind the spike.
First of all, our historic temperatures have been forcing people inside in close proximity, which leads to disease spread. In addition, the family of variants that is currently circulating, known as flirt variants, tend to evade vaccine-induced immunity better.
The summer COVID-19 surge comes as many communities are preparing for the upcoming back-to-school season. Libby Richards of Purdue University says up to 80% of infectious disease is spread through touch.
Kids tend to not be very good at hand washing, but they are very good at putting their hands and other objects in their mouths.
But medical experts say the best way to protect yourself and others can be simple.
Stay up to date with your vaccines. It's very important to practice proper cough and sneeze hygiene.
Deborah Valentine, Fox News.
And that's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. Delivery services are increasing their fees in order to increase wages for their drivers. We'll learn how businesses are struggling with the new fees. In Consumer Watch this morning, a new Redfin report says some homeowners are willing to sacrifice safety for home availability. The report says 1 in 5 prospective homeowners would trade out physical safety for their right-priced home within the next year. Among the other factors would be homeowners would give up were access to their doctors, closeness to good dining, high-rated schools, and they'd make longer commutes to have an easy-priced home. Beachfront businesses say more tourists are heading back to the water. Some business owners on boardwalks and piers report the number of visitors this summer is returning to pre-pandemic levels. Some beachfront businesses are seeing an increase in sales as consumers with tighter budgets plan ahead, while wealthier customers are spending more at the beach. Weather has also drove business this summer with nicer days in June after a rainy April and May. Restaurant owners in New York are speaking out about the impact minimum wage increases for delivery workers are having on their small businesses. It comes as many eateries are being hit with higher service fees in order to make up for the pay increases. Fox's Antoine Lewis has more.
During the pandemic, Rincon Salvadoreno in Jamaica, Queens relied on delivery orders to stay in business. But owner Elena Bersena says an increase in delivery fees from third-party app-based services is now the threat. With New York City's minimum wage increase of nearly $20 an hour in full effect, companies like DoorDash are charging restaurants more to use their app for deliveries.
As a small business owner, every pennies count for us. So the more fees, the less for us, and everything else has gone so much higher.
DoorDash held a roundtable discussion Thursday with restaurant owners, delivery workers, and city and state officials to discuss the impact.
It's impacting everyone. It's impacting consumers' pockets. It's impacting merchants, certainly Dashers. So everyone is feeling it. And that's why we want to work together with the city to find sort of solutions that we can all work together on to alleviate, these expenses that are hurting everybody's pockets.
While the minimum wage increase is being welcomed by many, Lihio Alipa is executive director of Workers' Justice Project, which helped fight for the increase.
What we did with the minimum pay law is make sure that workers don't have to depend solely on tips as their main source of income. And establishing a minimum pay is making sure and guaranteeing that a delivery driver is taking that risk on the road to make that delivery.
However, some delivery drivers say they're still struggling because the new rules have created a reduction in delivery orders.
I spent 40 hours. I would only be dashing 23 hours for the lack of work, and that's not good.
Elena may create a prefix menu specific for deliveries.
Maybe I will need to make a special menu just for the platforms and consider different options.
And those are our top consumer stories. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, 7:43 now on this Monday morning. Still dealing with some scattered showers and thunderstorms out there. Again, nothing severe, nor is anything expected to be severe, but we are getting some much needed rainfall. We've had a few showers on the Missouri side of things, but that's come to a close as new showers from the west begin to push into Newton County right now, and just starting to enter the far western fringes of McDonald County. The bulk of the heavier thunderstorm activity this morning has been across southeastern Kansas. So we got some light showers now west of Fort Scott, east of Iola. Got a thunderstorm just exiting the Chanute area, so still raining up there and eventually making its way to Erie. More showers and storms pushing toward Parsons as well. Independence, Coffeyville, getting some storms. Sedan, you've got one to your north and to your east. Fredonia, you've got a few around you, but not right over you at this point. And then back into northeastern Oklahoma, some moderate rainfall along the Will Rogers Turnpike. So if you're traveling this morning, be prepared from that because it stretches from the Kansas, Missouri, Oklahoma border up here all the way back down toward Claremore. And we've also just got some decent rainfall, Veneta, Newada, Bartlesville, thunderstorm activity out in Washington and Newada counties as well. All of this activity, again, progressively pushing off to the east-southeast, and it will continue to do so. So not everybody's going to necessarily get some additional rainfall, but a few of us will still see some thunderstorm activity through the morning hours. And then by this afternoon, that'll begin to die out and clear out, and skies will as well. Some of us will hold on to cloud cover a little longer, and that'll keep you a little cooler with your highs going into the low 80s, but the majority of us looking to be into the upper 80s out there. It's going to be muggy as well, so just be prepared for that. After midnight, isolated to initially widely scattered showers and storms begin to roll into the area, and as the morning progresses tomorrow, we'll have more widespread shower and thunderstorm activity out there. The good news, again, not anticipating any severe weather, but some much needed rainfall for sure. Now, the difference between tomorrow's storm chances and today's, at least at this point, is they could stick around a little longer. Again, today they're going to be done by noon, 1 o'clock at the latest. But as we head into our Tuesday, some isolated to widely scattered showers and storms may continue into the early evening hours before they begin to clear out. And then we've got ourselves a mostly clear and relatively hot day ahead of us on our Wednesday. Let's take a look at temperatures real quick. Cloudy skies in Joplin as showers start to roll in. 71, south-southwest breeze at 13, and around the area, temperatures haven't moved much, and that's going to be the other thing is once things do begin to clear out this afternoon, those of you get that sunshine a little faster, it's going to warm up quickly. It's going to go from relatively pleasant to relatively unpleasant in a short time frame. But for right now, again, temperatures not moving much, upper 60s and low 70s, and they really have not fluctuated that much this morning, maybe only a degree or two either way. We'll have scattered storms again through the morning hours, keeping us in the 70s, so low to mid 70s by 11 o'clock. The majority of us again today, upper 80s for our highs, near 90 tomorrow. Best chances for organized rain tomorrow in the morning, but could see an isolated shower storm in the afternoon. Hot and muggy, heat index values approaching 100 degrees on Wednesday. Mid 90s Thursday, some evening storms. Then we'll start to dry out heading into the weekend and next week. Temperatures hot into the low to mid 90s. Let's check your forecast. We're back with more after this.
Last Thursday marked the one-year anniversary of when out-of-control wildfires ripped through the town of Lahaina. At least 100 people were killed and over 2,000 structures were destroyed.
An iconic parrot stand photography business was among those lost in the flames. However, the parrots survived. Joe Vigil spoke with the owners of that business about how they were able to rebuild after all of the loss.
Out of the ashes, here we are.
Not giving up hope is how Barry Matthews and David Vanzo got here. Fox 5 met Barry and David 2 days after the fire when their home and business burned down. They escaped the flames with their 12 birds. For weeks, the couple stayed with friends, and the birds stayed with a vet. That hope never faded.
We'll continue, do something somewhere. The animals need it, we need it, but location is questioned.
3 months later, Barry and David walked us through the rubble on their property, showing us the aviary where the birds used to live.
7, 8, 9 yards, 10 yards, 30 feet.
I don't remember a lot of it because I was so focused on getting forward that I didn't stop to think much about it because it took me down if I thought about it.
Everything had to change.
For months, the parrots stayed with thousands of other fire survivors at the Hyatt Hotel.
Since I saw you last, so many people have stepped forward to help. And that's what I want people to know, that out of this horrible tragedy, so much good has come out of it. Sure, it's a terrible thing that happened, and yeah, it almost killed us, but the goodness that's come from people is amazing.
Keep smiling, everybody.
Today, their brand new aviary is now inside a garden oasis on the south side of Maui with a different experience for visitors.
It's actually a very unique situation for them because they get to be with us at the aviary where all the birds are held. They get a chance to have pictures with all the birds. We really enhance their opportunity, build on the memories that they've had.
The Simple Bird Stand, now more personal.
It's above and beyond what it would have been just in that street setting as we had.
Barry and David are closer to finding a home for themselves, but say they couldn't have done it alone.
The love of people. People just kept coming to us with ideas and places and things and just trying to help. We're by no means done, but we've accomplished a lot.
Certainly an impressive story of recovery, and grateful that all their birds made it out as well. Sometimes that can be tough.
It
tough
really
to
can
save
be.
them all. So
yeah, great to see that they're doing well.
Absolutely. And we've got some drought conditions that were beginning to build in parts of southeast Kansas, but those same areas getting a fair amount of rain this morning as we've got scattered showers and thunderstorms out there into southeastern Kansas and northeastern Oklahoma right now. So we're going to take a quick radar tour. On the Missouri side, we had spotty showers earlier. Those have cleared out, but we're starting to see some of the rain from out west roll into parts of Newton County, starting to squeak into McDonald County as well. We got a thunderstorm now slowly leaving Chanute, getting ready to roll into Erie. More rain on the way for Parsons. A few light showers around Fredonia. Thunderstorms from Independence to Coffeyville and stretching back west towards Sedan. So you'll see additional shower and storm development and some moderate rainfall. Again, Will Rogers Turnpike all the way down to Claremore. If you're traveling, just make sure you're aware of that. Grove, Miami, Veneta, Newata, Bartlesville, some thunderstorm activity out there. All of this moving off to the east-southeast, and not everybody necessarily is going to see additional rainfall, but some of us still have some thunderstorms on the way. More on the way tomorrow morning. We'll take one more look at your forecast, rather, and the news you need to know when we come back.
Here's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door. Ottawa County residents in need of a storm shelter now have an opportunity to apply for a FEMA grant that offers a potential $3,000 rebate. To qualify, applicants must be homeowners. The storm shelter must be for their primary residence, and the property cannot already have a storm shelter. Residents interested in applying can meet with the Ottawa County Emergency Management. Applications will continue to be accepted for the next 3 weeks. Watered Gardens in Joplin held a back-to-school event. Participants were encouraged to write a letter to a local elderly person, and in exchange, they could get a $10 voucher for any item in the thrift store and a haircut voucher to be used at a local stylist. Well, Arma Homecoming was celebrated over the weekend with hundreds of Southeast Kansas community members attending the parade and the events along with it. The history behind Arma Homecoming is based on the 78-year tradition that started by welcoming home local soldiers from World War II, and the homecoming event had a kids fishing derby, a bocce tournament, and a free polka concert.
And we've got those showers and thunderstorms this morning keeping us in the 70s. They'll clear out by this afternoon. Most of us going into the upper 80s, and we'll warm up rather quickly, as you can see as well. It's going to be a bit muggy too. We'll be partly cloudy through the evening, back down to about 77 by 10 after midnight. Some isolated showers and storms possible, low 70s. And then as we go through tomorrow morning, we'll have thunderstorm chances increasing. And like today, the bulk of it will wrap up by about noon. We could have an isolated shower storm after that. Low 90s for highs, mid to upper 90s. Heat index values around 100 on Wednesday, so hot and muggy out there. Some evening storms Thursday, holding on to low to mid 90s into the weekend and next week.
Mexico has set a Guinness World Record for the greatest variety of flavors of basket tacos. More than 150 varieties of taco flavors were submitted, and the tacos contained many ingredients, including pork, potatoes, and even cactus.
A local taco makers say winning the Guinness record is a great way to represent the town, and it's a source of pride. They say it's nice to excel in a type of work that is noble, and what isn't noble about tacos?
I can't think of anything.
Matt, we've had a lot of food things this morning, and I don't know about anybody else, but it's making me quite
I'm getting there
hungry.
too.
Well, we're going to probably go grab something to eat. We want to thank you all so much for letting us put the good in your morning. We'll be back with more news and weather today at noon.
Have a great rest of your morning.